what if I'm too much? What if I'm too successful? Will people be jealous? Will people hate me? If I'm full of energy and vitality, there's no reason anymore to hold myself back from anything. What then? Who am I then? Will I lose people along the way? All these reasons that keep us from simply going towards what we want, right? Which means if your offer is transformational, it's terrifying. Which means you need to be placing out your hand and saying, hey, I see you. I know where you've been. I've been some version of there myself. I know the terrain, I know the territory, I know the pitfalls. I also know the handholds and the footholds. It's this way, come on. And help them trust you enough to take those steps with you. And the way we do that is through sharing our story of navigating the hurdles and the pitfalls, how we got through them, and where we are now, what's possible for them when they work with us. Your story, when it meets their story, is business gold, right? X marks the spot. This is why when I see people sharing from stage and all they're talking about is themselves, I'm like, no, you have to turn it into a gift for the audience. You have to turn it into, I went through this, I learned this, I gathered these gifts. This is who I became. And now I get to be here as a beacon of possibility. I went from someone who cried at the dinner table because I knew I didn't agree with what was being said, but I could not find the words in myself to articulate my differing opinion and perspective, to someone who makes 6 figures speaking from stage and helping clients to do the same, right? I went from someone who was terrified to speak up in a room to someone who deliberately puts myself forward for it because I love it so much. I'm not someone who was born loud and confident. I was someone who had to do the inner work to find and hone and trust my voice enough to be able to use it, to do the work I want to do. So what's your story? What have you overcome? What did you used to be scared of that you've now moved through? What difficult scenarios in your life have formed you and forged you into the human you now are today, saying, hey, I see you. I get you. I'm not going to judge you. I've been where you are. You can tell me anything. I also know there's a way out. When your story meets their story, your ideal client's story, that's where the gold is. So tell your stories.